Hey, what's up guys? Spencer Rhodes here. So Daniel Salazar has been on Fear the Walking Dead since season 1. He is one of the longest running characters. He's kind of the Morgan Jones of Fear the Walking Dead, which is funny because Morgan Jones is not only on Fear the Walking Dead, but he is the main character. But yeah, Daniel's kind of the Morgan Jones of Fear the Walking Dead in that he kept leaving and coming back and leaving and coming back, and it really kind of seems like that's a part of the reason why he's had such a long lifespan. I mean, I can't help but feel like if Morgan had just stayed on The Walking Dead, like imagine if Morgan had just gone with Rick and was at Atlanta, I don't know if he was at Atlanta or not, but he was a part of the Atlanta group from the very beginning, or he went with Rick. Let's just say he went with Rick and was just on The Walking Dead. He was just on The Walking Dead the entire time. Would he still be around? I mean, would he still be alive? Would he be one of the last ones left? I feel like the fact that Morgan kept leaving and coming back and leaving and coming back is what kept him alive. And I feel like I sort of feel the same way about Daniel. It's like staying away from the show is like a survival tactic. Because Daniel has left twice now, and he's come back twice now. He left in the middle of season 2. He was, supposedly killed off. And then in season 3, it was revealed that he had survived the fire and everything that had happened in season 2. And then at the end of season 3, he pretty much left again. I mean, there was, a time jump between 3 and 4, but once we got to season 4, Daniel was nowhere to be found. He wasn't even mentioned a single time. I found that particularly frustrating. I think you should have given the fans something, something, not just that entire 16 episodes where we don't even get a single mention of Daniel. I think you should have had Daniel reference. You should have given the fans something, like just throw them a bone. The fact that all of season 4 had not a single mention of Daniel Salazar, I'll admit that was a little infuriating, but I figured, I swore up and down we would be getting him in season 5. If you go back months ago, I don't know how long ago it was. It might have been 6-8 months ago, but I've mentioned in several videos that Daniel Salazar was going to be in the season 5 trailer. I promised Daniel would be in it because that's just how trailers work. They got to have that sort of that thing that gets you to watch it, and Daniel was just too much of an opportunity, especially because season 4, the back half in particular, was overall fairly negatively received. I didn't hate it, but just between that and the fact that trailers in general, there's always some sort of big thing that they put in there, and it's saved exclusively for the trailer. It's this big oh crap reveal, and it's in the trailer because that's the appropriate time to just blow people away. And not just saying it in like an interview, Daniel Salazar is going to come back, but, putting him in the trailer. I mean, they did announce that he would be returning before the trailer, but like I said, they still put him in the trailer, and I saw that coming a mile away. But yeah, Daniel's back. He's going to be in season 5. As far as whether or not he will get killed off, well, first of all, I'm hoping they don't try to make him a villain because I just don't want that to happen. Daniel's really just not that. I mean, yeah, he does have villainous qualities, but he really cared for Madison. Daniel and Madison had a pretty good trusting friendship, and I think that if Daniel found out that Madison was dead and that Nick was dead, I think he would feel an obligation to watch over Alicia. I think he would feel an obligation to keep an eye on Alicia and make sure she's okay and she's alive. Strand, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Strand has done anything that Daniel can't forgive. I mean, they're just sort of, they have that back and forth, but it's not the most dramatic thing in the show. I think it was just sort of, it was entertaining and it was engaging, but I don't think they ever completely hated each other. I don't think they ever completely wanted to just murder the absolute shit out of each other. A mutual dislike, sure, whatever. But Alicia and Strand, I think Daniel would probably. I think he'd be okay with Strand, and he would probably try to forgive Strand for some of the shit that Strand did to him in season 3. And Alicia, I think he would want to look out for her. He would want to look after her. So I really don't want Daniel to be a villain So I think he's going to come back as a good guy. I think he's going to come back to help the group. And as for whether or not he dies, he better not. He better fucking not. Now, I'm not going to say that Daniel Salazar is going to live forever or that he should live forever. Just because I really like the character a lot doesn't mean that I'm going to be crazy and expect him to live forever. Plus, there are a couple of characters I want to live forever. Morgan, Alicia. It'd be pretty hard to see John Dory go. I'd say those three characters. If I could pick like the last three standing at the end of Fear the Walking Dead, the three characters that I never want killed off, like 50 years from now, I want them to still be alive. It would be Alicia, Morgan, and John. You know, Daniel Salazar, he's one of my favorite characters for sure, and I love Ruben Blades. But I think he can die eventually. I don't want him to, but I'm not gonna like stop watching the show just because they killed him off. It would depend on some things. You know, would it be a well done thing? Would it be a good death? It would just sort of depend on how it was handled. You know, would I feel like his story was over and was it time to say goodbye? There's just several factors to consider, but I wouldn't just be like, oh fuck you, just because he got killed off. I mean, it is, The Walking Dead pretty much. Not The Walking Dead, but it's The Walking Dead universe. Characters are going to die all the time. Main characters are going to die all the time. So I wouldn't want to be that guy just because Daniel gets killed. But it better not be in season 5. I don't want them to do what they did with Merle Dixon, where he dramatically comes back and it's great, and I love every scene he's in, and then he gets killed in the penultimate episode of season 3, the same season where he returns, and he was just starting to slightly redeem himself and sort of, what's the word? Just he was starting to become like one of the prison people, one of the good people. He was just starting to slightly become a good person, and I get that's the point of the whole. Oh, he was just starting to see the light, and he had to go sacrifice himself. I get the whole tragedy thing, but I was just kind of overall disappointed with Merle and how they ended up handling his character. And I think a part of that is just that we didn't get that much of him. In season 2, we were waiting for him. We were anticipating his dramatic return. And then he returns and it's great and he's great, and they kill him off in the same season. I really think that when it comes to characters dramatically returning after being gone for a while, you should really give them stuff to do. You shouldn't have the ability to kill them off so quickly. They should have so much to do that they last at least a season and a half, I would say. Because, that anticipation needs to pay off. And, people are waiting so long for that character. I think they should be able to spend a good amount of time with that character before they get killed off. If you bring them back and kill them off in the same season, it just seems kind of lame. Like, you're only killing them off in the same season they dramatically return in because maybe that's not what the fans expect. It's surprising. Merle's death surprised me because I figured he was safe because I feel like he had just sort of came back. It was the same season he came back and he died the same season. So it was surprising, but that didn't make it good. I think it was a good death episode. But overall, the lifespan of Merle Dixon was just too short. And I keep mentioning Merle because that's why I don't want Daniel to die in season 5. Like I said, if you're going to dramatically bring the character back and give the fans the thing that they've been waiting so much for, and fans have been waiting. Fans have been fucking waiting. Like, I've seen so many people just so pissed off that Daniel never came back. They were waiting episode after episode. And yeah, don't kill him off in season 5. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. He should live past that. If you want to kill off Daniel Salazar in season 6, now I don't know if it's going to get canceled. I don't know if it'll get a season 6. I really, really, really think that it should get at the very least, a season 6 because I like a lot of these new characters. I love Alicia Strand and I love Daniel Salazar. I love Morgan. And I'm loving a lot of the new characters. And I didn't hate season 4 that much. It had some issues. I didn't hate it that much. And in a way, season 4 was kind of like the first season of a new show. it really was a reboot. And I think that, so in some ways, season 4 is like season 1, and season 5 is like season 2. It's really the second season of this type of story, this reboot. So by that logic, season 6 would just be its third season. You know, I think it should at least go that far. You know, at least give the storyline and the new characters that much time to develop. So yeah, I hope that it gets to season 6. So for season 6, Daniel can maybe die if it's appropriate, if it's done well. And don't get me wrong, if he lives, I'll be more than happy. But maybe he can die in season 6, maybe. But not in season 5. He should at least survive that season, and you know, his return should be worth it. And not just short and sweet, but long and sweet, I think. I think he should really be around for at least 2 seasons. Ruben Blades is just too great of an actor, and he's one of the very, very few season 1 characters left. And we know we have Luciana right now, but when you think about it, we just have 3 season 1 characters that are alive: Strand, Alicia, and Daniel. Luciana is a season 2 character. So I think that keeping 3 season 1 characters all the way to season 6 is not unreasonable. I really do. I think those last 3, Alicia, Daniel, and Strand, I think that they're, in a way, they kind of should have a little tenure. I mean, they're all pretty good characters, and they all have pretty big fan bases. Particularly Alicia and Daniel Salazar. I'm not sure how big Strand's fan base is. I love the shit out of Strand. He's one suave, charming motherfucker. I love him to death. I love Coleman Domingo so much. But yeah, Alicia, Strand, and Daniel, they're the last 3 season 1 survivors. They're the last 3 OGs. I think that they should all make it to season 6. You know, I just kind of feel that way. Maybe some people disagree. You killed off Madison and Nick in season 4. I think Strand, Daniel, and Alicia should make it to season 6, you know? That sounds about right. And plus, Madison and Nick died. They were both OGs, and a lot of fans were not exactly happy about that. So I think you should hold on to the last 3 season 1 survivors, hold them dear, appreciate them, and use them well. If you want to kill off Daniel Salazar in season 6, like I said, yeah. I mean, there's something pretty special about Daniel. The show really implies that there's like some sort of mystical force that's keeping him alive. There's a few times where it was like, okay, it was luck. Maybe he luckily survived. It was a close call. But when a walker came up to him and he was trying to commit suicide, and the walker was about to bite his face off, and then boom, a lightning striked and killed the walker. That I feel like there's like some sort of mystical force keeping Daniel alive. So I think that mystical force should keep him alive through season 5. It better. If the mystical force that's kept Daniel alive through all of his near-death experiences, if it fails to keep him alive in season 5 all the way through, then that's just a shitty-ass mystical force. So yeah. I think Daniel Salazar should at least make it to season 6, and his return should be really just sort of expanded on and fleshed out, just really fleshed out. And I think he should live through season 5. I'm sure you can have a sad death in season 5. It doesn't really need to be Daniel. You could kill off a character that was in season 4. And, you know, that way it's sort of like their story is being continued and developed from season 4, so maybe you're able to complete their story arc and kill them off. But with Daniel's case, he's been gone in season 4, so that wouldn't happen. You'd just be killing off this character that's been gone for a while. So you should be developing them, not focused on killing them. You should be focused on developing them and intertwining them. I mean, imagine if Morgan died in season 6 of The Walking Dead. You know, he made this big, exciting return, and then they just kill him off. I don't think fans would have been happy with that. So hopefully Daniel Salazar survives season 5. Hopefully he survives season 6. I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, that's all I have for this video, so let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going anywhere. I make 1 to 2 Walking Dead videos per day, so please hit that subscribe button. Right now, we are at 518 subscribers. My goal is to try to get to 600 in the next few months. So just remember, every subscriber counts, every bit of support matters, and is very, very appreciated. Hopefully, we can get to that goal of 600. Anyway, with all that said, I am Spencer Rhodes, and I will see you guys later. Bye.